Here is the entry for paper 6 of the Master Glossary, extracted and defined directly from your 6th paper. The Hobart Fractal C-section Law, paper 6, Obstetric Dilemma and Biological Mortality Bottleneck. The anatomical conflict created during early hominin evolution on the prehistoric savanna. Vertical bipedal posture narrowed the pelvic gate to optimize locomotion, while fire and externalized digestion freed caloric energy to drive explosive cranial expansion. Unassisted childbirth became a lethal solo act, forcing the emergence of social cooperation, tribal midwifery, and homogenized medicine as an absolute prerequisite for genetic survival. The modern cesarean section, the structural breach, the initial physical detour around the pelvic gate. By executing a direct surgical intervention, medicine bypassed biological birth canal constraints, uncoupling human reproduction from pelvic geometry and locking the species into permanent dependency on medical technology for continuation. Centralized ectogenesis and type 1 optimization. The total replacement of unmanaged biological pregnancy with specialized artificial womb chambers to eliminate energetic friction and developmental volatility. Complemented by hormonal stabilization and the 1N kinetic transmutation discipline, individual ego and romanticized identity are phased out in favor of task-based economic valuation within a unified planetary grid. Gravity well bottleneck and mass exhaust limit. The thermodynamic ceiling encountered during late Type 1, early Type 2 expansion. Deep planetary gravity wells, radiation-induced cellular decay, microgravity muscular, skeletal breakdown, and the mass exhaust limits of chemical, nuclear propulsion render physical organic starfaring and ship-based interstellar migration mathematically unviable. Skadov mirror array and stellar tow. The stellar kinetic propulsion mechanism built to escape the gravity well bottleneck. The civilization dismantles its planetary architecture, except a heavily shielded Earth preserved as a temporary laboratory, labor matrix, to construct an asymmetrical Skadov mirror array and deep space fusion tugs. The Sun is propelled forward, using its own gravity well as an invisible towing line to haul Earth along in its orbital wake. Universal unit, self-replicating 12-sided block, the autonomous, modular dodecahedral structural block housing internal fluid matrices, high-density energy storage, and printing chambers capable of duplicating itself from raw baryonic mass, rendering biological labor and planetary preservation obsolete. Systemic planetary digestion and Hobart flower swarms. The industrial harvesting protocol where universal unit arrays systematically dismantle target planetary systems, such as the Proxima subsystem and eventually Earth, via kinetic bombardment, laser sintering, and magnetic grazing. The harvested mass forms two massive, electrostatically linked macrostructures, Hobart flowers, wrapped around host stars to physically break binary bonds and steer stars along diverging vectors. Tolman-Oppenheimer-Volkoff precision collapse. The stellar engineering process where universal units strip hydrogen envelopes from massive stars and dump heavy carbon, iron payloads down the rotation axis. This forces core degenerate matter past the Tolman-Oppenheimer-Volkoff limit to manufacture a pristine, stable 2.17 solar mass singularity, 6.5 kilometers event horizon radius, greater than 10 carat, 67-year lifespan, converting rest mass to radiation at approximately 40% efficiency via an accretion disk. Hobart dynamo complex and reversal of cellular mitosis. A high-density energy hearth enclosing a manufactured singularity and captured stars inside a pressurized plasma electrolyte bath. Its activation halts early Type 3 dispersion and executes the reversal of cellular mitosis. Outward-bound fleets cease dividing and systematically steer captured stellar assets back toward the core, consolidating galactic mass into a singular metabolic engine set on a trajectory to capture Sagittarius A. Geometric upgrades of late-stage cores, Type 4, Hobart pentagonal flywheel core. 5 supermassive black holes in a symmetrical plane firing polar jets inward to form a synthetic axial node that absorbs external torque shear. Hobart dodecahedral singularity complex. 20 supermassive black holes at dodecahedral vertices suspending a central quasi-singularity axle across 3 dimensions. Multi-tiered shear dampening torus and stellar-bearing fluid. Concentric guide tracks lubricated by whole main sequence stars crushed into a hyper-dense, frictionless fluid lubricant to eliminate mechanical torque friction between counter-rotating tracks. Wireless gravitational conveyor grid. Elimination of physical conduits in favor of controlled gravitational troughs that sweep matter, energy through open space within the Hobart crystalline complex. Predictive unit neuromechanics. Instantaneous, light-year operational coordination achieved by operating processing nodes with identical clone brains calibrated through slow gestational temporal synchronization loops, eliminating data packet transmission latency. Type 5 closed-loop cosmic organism, absolute cold shell, the final evolutionary state where all reachable cosmic mass energy is encapsulated within a single universe-scale organism. To prevent mass energy leakage into the void, the outer perimeter is sealed within an absolute cold shell, a hyperdense layer of subatomic energy traps and zero-emission metamaterials that absorbs 100% of internal radiation, presenting zero electromagnetic signature to the outside world while maintaining an immortal, zero-entropy closed metabolic loop, m_text total equals n_infty.